Hey guys, welcome back to BackPocketGameReviews, and today we are going to do the most underrated games of this console generation. That's very exciting for me, and by the way guys, this is also a collaboration, so stay around for the back half of the list, and you guys will get to meet some new friends. The link for their channel will be in the description box down below, and let's get this started guys. Alright guys, so for my first pick, I'm going to start off with Sunset Overdrive. Sunset Overdrive was an Xbox One exclusive, so that kind of hindered it, unfortunately, from the start, especially because it was in the early days of the Xbox One. It's made by Insomniac Games, so it has their kind of cheeky humor. For those of you who aren't aware, this is the same group of people who make the games such as Ratchet and Clank. Sunset Overdrive is this kind of zombie-esque, I guess, environment. You can traverse by grinding on objects, all these crazy weapons. It's a very satirical and funny game. What happens is essentially this energy drink caused all these people to turn into these weird, crazy creatures, and it's this insane apocalyptic universe where the Boy Scouts are essentially one of the things that are controlling the world. Yeah, you'll get to meet the Boy Scouts. So next up for my picks is Metro Redux. Metro Redux is two games from last gen, but running more equivalently to the PC settings rather than the console settings. It is Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light. They're awesome games, and they're based around a set of novels that is this insane, war-torn, nuked, apocalyptic world that has these crazy kinds of twists and turns. You have the option to play this game in two different formats. You can either play it so it's more of a survival horror game, and ammo and all of that stuff's going to be more limited for you, but you also have the capability of just playing it straight through as what they call Ranger mode, which makes it's difficult, but then it's more like an FPS kind of difficulty rather than a survival horror game. This does have a little bit of a supernatural element to it, and the books are also wonderful as well. It is kind of tricky to find them translated over from Russian, but Last Light and Metro 2033 are both great games. The first one is obviously where you want to start at, and the second one is another great game as well. Shockingly enough, another Xbox exclusive on this list. This was done by Remedy Games. For those of you who don't know what Remedy Games is, it is the same people who created the Alan Wake series or the Max Payne series. Yes, they made the original Max Payne game. In this game, it also has cutscenes that are essentially HBO quality movies. TV shows, whatever you want to call them. It's a TV show that takes place as the cutscene. The main character is played by the guy who is Iceman in the X-Men, and then your main bad guy is the guy who plays Littlefinger in Game of Thrones. If that right there doesn't make you instantly want to play it just because the guy who played Littlefinger's in it, you're really missing out. You have these time capabilities. It is a really well done story-based game. And even the mini-series that they have in there is very well done as well. I do recommend, if you pick this up though, downloading the TV show. It'll let you download it rather than trying to stream it, because it does run at a very high resolution and is very rough to stream. But definitely give this game a try, and I think you'll like it a lot. So here's another one that you can pick up that you've probably honestly never heard of. Tropico is one of my favorite series ever. So it's kind of like a SimCity clone, but it does everything that SimCity does better. It does it better than SimCity, especially because it's not always online and has nothing to do with EA Origins or anything along those lines. But it also adds a level of humor to where you kind of have to quell uprisings. You play as El Presidente. You can choose to rig the elections, but if you rig the elections, you're going to tick off one faction. You have plenty of different options on managing the economy, on creating enemies, or even making friends and allies with different countries. So it's kind of like a mix of SimCity meets Civilization, but with a little less turn-based strategy. It's more of a real-time, and it's a blast of a game. It'll have you laughing, but at the same time you'll be taking it seriously. So definitely pick this up on PC, Xbox, or Alright guys, so Saints Row 4 is another one of those games that I absolutely love. I guess you would compare it most to Grand Theft Auto, but in this one you have superpowers, and it literally goes after everyone and everything to poke fun at. Saints Row 3 was the first one out of the series I actually liked. I did not enjoy 2. 2 felt too much like a Grand Theft Auto clone, whereas in 3 they started to take themselves less seriously, and 4 they just completely went over the top with it. This is going to poke fun at Metal Gear Solid, it's going to poke fun at the Chronicles of Riddick. I mean, there is nothing that is essentially safe from this game to make fun of. One of my favorite weapons in the game is actually the dubstep gun, and it shoots musical dubstep beat attack. I don't really know how you would word that. You can run super fast, you can kind of fly, it's more like a glide, but it's still kind of like a fly. Roddy Piper even makes a special guest appearance in this game, and here, if this doesn't sell it for you alone, the DLC that comes with the version for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One is called Enter the Dominatrix. So check it out, guys. And
hey guys!
For you who doesn't know us yet, I'm Steffi.
And I'm P.O. Link to our channel is in the description, and well,
we'll be guiding you through the second half of the video Nick just started.
As the first game, I wanna mention Brothers Tale of Two Sons from Starbreeze Studios. It's one of the shorter games. You can beat it in about 2 or 3 hours, but it's an amazing journey. The story takes place in Fantasyland, with giants, trolls and owl things. Father of 2 brothers is mortally ill, so they decide to get the cure for him. What you'll notice right from the start is probably the biggest selling point of the whole game. You're controlling both brothers at the same time. 2 joysticks, 2 brothers. Makes sense, right? Well, it is, but that doesn't stop me from running into walls the whole first hour of the game. It's an adventure game, filled with puzzles, that stands on the fact that you have control over both brothers, so in the beginnings it could be a little challenging, but not for its difficulty, and that are with the missing co-op, the only 2 little drawbacks for me. But if you don't dwell on playing it on the console, I'll give you a tip. Get it on the computer, choose a second player, for example this idiot, let him have one side of the keyboard, you'll take the second one and co-op is missing no more. And as a bonus, starting problems with controlling both brothers are gone too. I'll stop it here, cause I don't want to spoil anything. But if you wanna know more about this amazing game, check out Perry's last video.
hey nerds once again, and my first pick is Odin Sphere Odin Sphere
Life Rosier.
It is remaster of Odin Sphere, a game originally developed for PlayStation 2. But what it really is? Well, technically it is a side-scrolling action role-playing game. Practically it is something that I love to call addictive experience and a bunch of fun. There is everything you can expect from these type of games. You are going to spend quality time eliminating all the enemies, mixing potions, planting stuff, eating in restaurants, performing all types of attacks, smashing, setting things on fire, flying, jumping, mixing more potions, and beating the shit out of act bosses. You're gonna do it, and you're gonna love it. The visuals, the whole environment and character designs are amazing. Absolutely beautiful, cute and enjoyable. The attacks are so well animated and smooth that it is impossible not to feel satisfied every time you hit something. The only thing I would like to complain about is, well, the costumes. They sure are appealing for the eye, but I don't really see how this is going to be any helpful in a battle. Of course, even I can appreciate female beauty, as Ted's powerful heads.
But the armor difference between female and male characters is ridiculous. At least show us a little bit of Oswald's butt too.
There are 5 playable sections / stories, each with different character, and then there is one last, ultimate boss section. Also, each story is really interesting and kind of different, so you don't have to worry that you are going to be bored after a while. Well, there's really nothing else I can tell. It is colorful, addictive, mesmerizing, and satisfying experience, and it's definitely worth the try.
Second game I'm gonna show you came out just recently, to be exact about a week ago. It's another shorter puzzle game with strong horror or let's say disturbing feeling. You're 6, small girl in yellow hood, that wakes up in a dark pit. Only usable thing you've got is a tiny little lighter, which you can use only as a source of light. The game's heavy on puzzle segment, but puzzles itself aren't that hard. With a little bit of trying you can solve pretty much everything the game is throwing at you. But what I need to highlight the most is the overall design of the whole game. The environment looks awesome and creepy, but the monsters steals the show here. Disgusting! Also, totally beautiful. Some will say it's just a Limbo / Inside ripoff in 3D space, and they're halfway right, but for me the overall feel makes this a better and more interesting experience. I finished it in one sitting, in about 3 or 4 hours, and in these days this is the time I'm normally investing just in RPGs, so there's a big recommendation from me, and probably I will take a closer look at it at some point.
My next pick is Inside. There is a chance that you have already heard of this game because it was developed and published by Playdead, brand well known for a very successful game, Limbo.
Basically, game starts, you are a small young boy running through the forest, and very soon masked guards are going to appear, dogs are hunting you, and basically every single living creature wants you dead. The whole point of this game is to simply run and survive by solving puzzles. But the boy certainly at least knows what the fuck is going on, and you are not that lucky. So the first time I was supposed to solve a puzzle by mind-controlling zombie-like creatures while being attacked to some kind of scientific device, you bet I was a little shocked. When it comes to visuals, Playdead is keeping their standards, so they are very simple. There is this blue, grey, black type of filter going on, and the only thing really colorful is the boy's red shirt. This is a really smart thing to do, and this type of color filter is also used in many iconic movies. It simply highlights how different the boy is, and it's making him stand out even more. Also, thanks to that, the simplistic design really never gets boring. Most of the time the game is silent. There is just a perfect amount of intense sound effects while being in dangerous situations. There are even times when you can very clearly hear the boy's heartbeat, which I think is brilliant. And it strengthens up the bond between you and a little boy even more.
It is really an amazing game. Not necessarily too creepy or scary, but I guess that the right word for this game is intense. You are going to feel the tension the whole time you are playing. So try it, play it, love it. And there are even 2 alternative endings, just to let you know, so definitely let me know what was your ending.
As the third and last game I wanna mention is the Old Blood. I know that Dink already mentioned the New Order, but this one is standalone title too, so why the hell not? In the beginning, let's say that I enjoyed the New Order, but boy oh boy, I love the Old Blood. atmosphere from the beginning, the castle, the catacombs, the cableway, everything reminded me the old Wolf games. Largely, probably my favorite one, Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Biggest difference between those two games are the supernatural things that are present here. Mad Nazi research led to the zombie infection that you need to get rid of. And this is where the real fun begins.